Today I will be building a colossal sized castle in the end dimension, which took over 21,000 blocks to make. But before I can start building, we have to go back to the beginning and figure out how I made my best build yet in Minecraft Hardcore. The castle I'm building is about 80 blocks high, so I'm going to need the best materials and tools to get it done. Luckily, I devised a plan which contains 8 stages, and once those are complete, I'll have everything I need to make the castle. I'm going to be collecting thousands of blocks, so a better set of tools is the first thing I need. Stage number 1 consists of getting netherite to upgrade my diamond tools, so it's time to head to the nether. I've never mined ancient debris before, so before I begin mining, I want to be certain I'm using the most efficient method. Yeah, that's not gonna work for me. Okay, so instead of exploding beds and TNT, you can mine around a chunk of a border, which apparently is where ancient debris is most likely to generate. I've managed to acquire some ancient debris so far, but I still have to be sure to avoid Crimson Forest because I don't want hoglins to spawn. I just have to avoid those and I should be good. 8 ancient debris is enough for now, so it's time to go back home, smelt it, and craft. Wait, I forgot I need a smithing template to craft the debris into ingots, so I guess I have to go back real quick. I located a bastion, but challenging piglins head on would be a pretty dumb thing to do. Instead, I'm going to sneak in through the walls, pick them off one by one, steal the smithing template, and get out. Okay, I got the template now, so it's time to go home. Now all that's left is to duplicate the templates because I don't want to do that again. Craft the ingots, make the pickaxe and shovel, and with our new set of tools, we are one step closer to building the castle. With the tools acquired, we can move on to stage 2, collecting sand. I mentioned in a previous video that the desert is thousands of blocks away, so let's take a trip to the desert biome. Okay, so I've arrived at the desert and there's an armadillo here. I need 4,316 blocks of sand in order to make all of the concrete I need. So it's time to start digging. I'm glad I upgraded my tools to netherite since I've mined a good amount of sand and the durability has barely moved. All of these mobs are getting in the way, which is making collecting the sand even harder. I was going to bring a bed to sleep at night, but wool is pretty scarce right now. After a very long time, I managed to collect all of the sand I need. Let's head back home to prepare for the next stage. The next step to building the castle is to go caving. I need diorite and andesite for the exterior of the castle. I also need gravel to make the concrete, which will be used for the castle walls. All of these are found underground, so it's time to head down to the mines. Finding diorite and andesite can sometimes be a little annoying, but I've already mined the entire area, so I know exactly where the large chunks are. The pickaxe might be even better than the shovel. I've mined over 1,000 blocks and the durability has barely moved. And yes, I am easily impressed. I've never used netherite before, so this is a euphoric moment for me. I managed to find all of the diorite and andesite that I need, but I've run into a problem. It seems like I've already mined most of the gravel here from a previous video, and I don't want to go deeper underground since there's an ancient city down there. Finding enough gravel is going to take some time, but I can't give up now if I want to see my dream castle become a reality. After what feels like forever, I finally have all the diorite, andesite, and gravel I need, which means stage 3 is now complete. Yeah, I've been in these caves so long, I think I'm never coming back here. With the mines out of the way, it's time to move on to stage number. Wait, is that a cat? Okay, a cat just walked into my base, and I love cats, so instead we are going to be accomplishing a bonus stage, taming a cat. I don't have any fish right now, so my plan is to trap it here and make a quick fishing trip. I just need to craft the fishing rod, which I'm totally not forgetting how to craft. Hopefully I can get enough fish before the cat despawns. Okay, I have enough fish, hopefully it's enough. And the cat is gone. And the secret stage has failed. The next stage is to get as much white dye as possible. I need tons of it since white concrete is what most of the castle is going to be made out of. The easiest way to get white dye is flowers, but the white flowers near me give gray dye for some reason. So instead of flowers, I'm going to make the dye out of bone meal instead. Right on cue, nighttime is here, so it's time to farm skeletons. Killing skeletons is taking way too long, even with eluding 3 swords, so instead I'm going to go back to the flower method. I have white daisies and azure bursts, which only give me gray dye, but what I really need is lily of the valley, so let's go find it. I've managed to find the flower forest with tons of lily of the valley, so let's begin the flower picking process. Okay, let's try that again. I've managed to collect all of the lily of the valley I need, which should be enough white dye, which means stage 4 is now complete. So after gathering all of the raw materials from previous stages, I've managed to craft all of them into their final component. Concrete powder requires water to become regular concrete. This would usually take a long time since I'd have to place it manually and break it. Good thing countless of farms have been made to automatically place the concrete for me. So I'm going to be making one of those farms real quick. Now with the machine complete, all I have to do is put the concrete powder inside, and every time it dispenses, it should transform into regular concrete. All that's left to do is to sit here for an unreasonable amount of time and hold right click. I've been here for about 2 hours and I've mined about 4,000 concrete blocks. I think building this contraption was worth it, since I'm saving a ton of time. I also wanted to mention that I made some purple concrete as well, along with the white. Now just a little more effort and I'll have all the concrete I need for the castle. Now with 8,628 concrete blocks collected, we can finally move on to the next stage, which is arguably the most dangerous, and you'll see why in a minute. To complete stage 6, I need a full powered beacon. I haven't beat the wither yet in this world, so I need to collect wither skulls. After a few scary moments and minor mishaps, I've managed to collect all 3 wither skulls. Now, let's go take on the wither. My plan to fight the wither is pretty simple. On Java, you can summon him horizontally under the portal. Summoning him this way makes him suffocate in the pillar, giving you the nether star risk-free. I know it's kinda cheesy, but I'm playing hardcore and I really don't want to die. Now with the explanation out of the way, get ready for the most intense wither fight you've ever seen. And there we go. That didn't take too long. With the nether star, we can finally craft the beacon. It's going to be powered by using iron since I have a ton from my farm. Now let's go get this beacon up and running. The final touch is to put pink stained glass on it, and there we go. Stage 6 is now complete, which means we only have 2 stages left. This next stage shouldn't be a surprise to those of you with a keen eye. I've been subtly foreshadowing exactly what this stage is going to be about. I was going to bring a bed to sleep at night, but wool is pretty scarce right now. Yes, you guessed it. Stage 7 is going to be farming and shearing sheep. I need a total of 5,372 blocks of wool in order to make the castle. So I think saying we need tons of sheep is an understatement. Luckily, throughout this whole video, I've been secretly growing my sheep farm and making sure we have enough sheep. Now may the shearing procedure begin. Okay, I have bad news. The sheep are escaping and I don't really know how to stop it. I have all of the wool I need, so stage 7 is officially done, meaning we have 1 stage left to begin constructing the castle. Stage 7 was the last stage that takes place in the overworld, meaning that from this point on, once I enter the portal, there's no turning back. I transported all of the mats I'm going to need to the end dimension, but I think it's time I explain why I want to make the castle in the end. I love architecture and certain designs speak to me. When I see a cool building, I think, how can I make that in Minecraft? And while I was watching the Bleach anime, I saw this castle. I won't explain how or why the castle came to be, just know that I think it's really cool. The castle is white with purple accents, so I thought the best place to make it would be the end. I do want to point out that I'm not building it to a 1-to-1 ratio, but instead I just used it as inspiration. Now with the lore on the castle out of the way, I think it's time I started building. Only problem is these obsidian pillars that take up a ton of space. Stage 8 requires us to get these pillars out of the way using the best pickaxe possible and haste from the beacon. I've prepared everything to take out these pillars as efficiently as possible. Let the final stage commence. Mining obsidian for hours is not for the weak. Subscribe if you want to see more videos of me spending hours of my life chopping, digging, crafting. All of the stages are now complete. All of the work put into exploring the nether, digging sand in the desert, mining in the caves, picking flowers, shearing sheep, and building a beacon, all of it was for this moment. Everything in order to see this castle come to reality. So let the building begin. Building in the end is easy and hard at the same time. You don't have to worry about mob spawning since there's no day and night cycle. However, some of the endermen are very strange. They literally stare at you waiting for you to look back and then get offended when you do. It seems to me like they want to start a fight sometimes and they manage to do that. They also do a lot of damage, so I have to be very careful getting one angry. I placed these water pools across the end to deal with them easier. Now let's get back to building. All I'm missing now are the pillars, which I'm going to use the purple concrete for. and with the final block placed, the castle is now complete. It's missing light because, believe it or not, the end is kind of dark. I think end rods would look nice, so let me go get some from the end city. I'm also going to decorate the interior some other time, since that will take a while. As for the outside of the castle, I made sure to use two pillar designs, one closed and another open. The open one is kind of like an archer tower, and the one with purple concrete is your standard medieval fantasy pillar. I wanted the castle to be mostly white concrete since quartz is too expensive, but I thought wool would add more depth to the build and pair well with other blocks. The andesite and diorite were used to create layers for the castle and make it pop out more. Overall, I'm glad I decided to make this castle. Every block mined, every item crafted, and every sheep sheared. It might have been hard at the time, but in the end, it was all worth it.